And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Nashville Super Speedway, the site for all the action here tonight. It's been a week off, but finally we roll back out with the Blazing Pedals Next Gen Series live here on True Sim Production. Joining me tonight in the booth, of course, my good friend Tanner Marr. Tanner, how are you, brother?
I am doing good. We are just a little bit over a stone throw away, maybe an hour and a half away from our house here. So somewhat of a home track. Excited here for Nashville Super Speedway. Excited here on a Sunday night, Blazing Pedals.
Yeah, I am too. And we've got some stuff to talk about. First of all, let's go ahead and bring up points because at the end of the day, that is what it's all about. Up top in the points, no surprise here. Multi-time winner this season, multi-time on the podium this season. Chris Carroll ahead of Ty Morosco, first-time winner here this season in the Blazing Pedals. And Brian Dees, Dalton Kilroe, Derek Paulson, your top five. Derek Paulson right now looks like he may be a scratch for tonight, so that may hurt him in the points. But, Ty, if you look at the points as they sit right now, any huge surprises one way or the other? I mean,
on race Saturday, we were talking, and so throughout the season, I guess with the super speedway races being so early, it did seem like some people that's not normally inside the top 10 was up in the top 10. But I truly feel like now the points are starting to shake out where we think they're going to be, like where you can kind of guess where these drivers are going to be in the point standings. I think it's fairly close to how it should be. But, I mean, if you had to just put out a surprise, Jamie Walker being ninth, that's pretty shocking. And then, of course, Mark Arthur right there on the playoff bubble, 16th.
Yeah, Mark. I mean, I would love to call it a surprise, but we know how much he doesn't really enjoy this car, so maybe not a huge surprise there. I don't know. But one thing for sure, here we are, another super speedway, and anybody can win. There is drafting on this track, but you got to be you got to be careful coming out of the corners because you will snap loose here. I've seen it a couple of times during practice. One other thing we got to talk about, let's look at our sponsors. Guys, can't thank these people enough. Our title sponsor, Ohio and Indiana Roofing. Our halfway leader sponsor, Blackhawk Motorsports. Our special events sponsor, Butt Kicker. Priority Auto for communications here on TeamSpeak. Michael Falk Racing designs for its Pole Award. And, of course, every week we have a race. Five Kings throws out that practice session, and these guys... some of them are using it, and hopefully more and more every single week. All right, storyline. Tanner, this one's yours.
Yes, sir. So something we're going to start doing weekly. I'm just going to put out 5 just storylines that I think, so just from my eyes, nobody else, right? So tonight, it's Nashville Super Speedway. It's one of the more unique ovals we're going to visit all season long. Why? Because it's a short track, kind of. It's only a little bit over a mile. But man, oh man, it's fast. It's a fast short track. Very, very hard on equipment. I know they're going to be shifting tonight. A brace for concrete surface. That tells me the right front. It's going to be key tonight. Take care of it. Second storyline. That Chris Carroll be stopped. I mean, we heard Chris Legou talk about it when he was talking about the points. Mini podium finishes. We're 10 races in. 99 has already picked up 3 race wins. And I hate to tell y'all, he won in the Xfinity Series last season at this track. So Chris Carroll's going to be another tough one to beat. Average finishing spot of 5.4. So 5th place average finishing spot, that's going to be a tough one to beat. Third point, look for some short track ringers to be in contention tonight. And who do I mean by that? Larry Bell. I know he's somebody that comes to mind. He's very comfortable on the short tracks. Brian Zimmerman. They will be people that may not normally be inside the top 5. They might find their way up there. They're comfortable on these short tracks. Alex E. Harris, if he's out here as well. Fourth, I mean, it's pretty simple. It comes down to numbers. 5 Kings versus MFRD, and that's not taking away any other team we have in here. But between those two, you have that's a typo. Between those two, you have 9 race wins, though. So between those two teams. So it's going to be continuously grueling battle between those two teams. And then number 5, John Perkins. He's finished in 6th place in the past 2 concrete races this season. I expect 33 to be in contention once again here tonight. He has an average starting spot of 9th. That is the 6th best average starting spot for the 33. So he's nailing qualifying. We just know Chris, he needs that bad luck bug to leave him alone.
Yeah, certainly. I'm going to throw one more out there. Just because I think it's important. This surface is concrete. You've already said it. And I will tell you, there is one person I think of when I think of concrete, and it's Corey Sherman. Corey was one of the faster drivers here during practice. We're going to see what he's able to do here during qualifying and, of course, during the race. But right now, we've got our eyes situated right on Cody Heinzman, one-time winner. His very first time out, he came out and dominated his race, the 51. So far, looking like he is second fastest to Dalton Kilroe. Corey Sherman is third quickest so far. Again, it's going to be a longer type of race. It's a super speedway. So a lot of things are going to happen here tonight. We're going to try and keep on top of all of it. But, man, the points implications here tonight could be huge. And you see right there, the 51 of Cody Heinzman having trouble navigating through 3 and 4. Way slower there because of that. And that's actually going to give Corey Sherman a shot and slot into second spot. Dalton Kilroe still holding on to the pole. John Perkins is out there. You were just talking about him. Let's see if his average start is going to stay in place here tonight as he goes green flag here in qualifying. Rounding through turns 1 and 2 is John Perkins. I'm telling you, I've really enjoyed watching John race this year. He's not had the best of luck, though.
I was really honest to God getting ready to say I've enjoyed watching his 33 this season because when that car has a nose on it, except for Bristol, but when that car has a nose on it, he's right up in the front. But, I mean, just got to get that bad luck bug to get it shooken off. First lap around is going to be a 29.463, so a little bit slower than practice time. Let's see if we can get a little quicker here for lap number 2.
Yeah, typically second lap is going to be a little bit quicker unless, like we saw with Cody Heinzman, the front end steps out a little bit. But typically that second lap, the tires are a little bit more up to temperature, a little bit more up on air pressure, and should give you a better ride. We're going to find out right now here from John as he crosses the stripes. And he is just a little bit quicker, 29.32, which puts him into that 5th place spot. Hunter Lagunas, the next guy up that we're going to take a look at here, the 27. Last time we were out live here on True Sim Productions, Hunter was having himself a heck of a good race. Is he going to be able to follow it up there in that Ford Mustang?
He's a driver to watch, I feel like, tonight. I just want to note, this is going to be the second week in a row my pick for Race Chatter. Or no, this is the second time, though. My Race Chatter pick's not going to be here. I picked Power Fade, Derek Paulson. And like you mentioned earlier, and I'm still have yet to see the 6 car.
Yeah, the 6 car a little bit absent at this point. Hunter Lagunas fires off a lap number 1, good enough for 12th quickest, a 31.3. So a little bit slow there for Hunter. He's going to really have to pick it up here for lap number 2. Brian Zimmerman also on track here in his number 28, about 3/4 of the way done his first lap.
The 27 of Hunter had a big bobble 1 and 2. It was a moment for him, had to lift, get off the throttle, so that's going to hurt him a little bit. But like you said, naturally second lap's quicker. See what the 27 does here at the line. P2 on the board with a 29.24.
Wow.
Hunter Lagunas. And I'm telling you, it stepped out on him some in the middle of 1 and 2. I mean, it could have been faster.
I was going to say, too bad about that bobble, or else, my goodness, he could have been looking at the pole. Brian Zimmerman set to cross the start-finish line for lap number 2 here of his qualifying effort. He's going to go from 12th to 9th at 29.47. Larry Bell also finishing up his second lap, 29.39, good enough for 8th.
Brian Zimmerman was somebody I kind of lumped into the short track ringers as far as like the storylines to watch. But speaking with him during practice as they get the happy hour, the 1 hour practice before the qualifying begins. But speaking to Brian Zimmerman, driver 28, he was not happy with the car, was not happy with how the track felt to him, could not get the track to ever come to him. He said he just felt slow. So it's going to be interesting to see how the 28 battles that as this track's going to be changing all night long. We're going in under the lights here in just a little bit.
Gail Sherman checking in. Gail, I hope you and Richie are doing great tonight. I'm thinking it's nice enough weather out there. You're probably out on the porch watching. I hope you are. Hope you enjoy it. Austin Edstrom out on track, getting ready to complete lap number 1 here. And lap 1 is good enough for 7th spot, a 29.35. 29.35 for Austin Edstrom, but I'm going to switch over right now to Mark Arthur, who's just about to complete his first lap. Why did I switch over, you ask? because at the very end of practice, Mark Arthur was the fastest driver on track.
I just noticed that. It's crazy how we think so much. Like, I really just noticed that.
Oh,
my
off
got
the
to
wall.
Right so this lap right here is not going to even count for him, Chris. Just got to try to get the momentum up here. He's going to reset.
Absolute heartbreaker right there. I mean, seriously, heartbreaker. Austin Edstrom ends up taking the pole away from Dalton Kilrow. Oh, my goodness, Mark. I think he may have just threw away a really good starting spot, but that's okay. Again, where you start really doesn't matter, right? It's where you finish.
It doesn't, but it doesn't help, right? And that's just kind of been the story of the 12-car season right there. All in a nutshell. Forget all 11 races. Watch that one lap of qual back, and that pretty much sums up the 12-car season right there. So he's in need of a big bounce back for sure.
TBB, first lap is a 29.66. TBB, good enough for 15th starting spot. His teammate Ty Morosco picks up a 9th starting spot after both of his laps are all said and done. A 29.38 was his time.
TBB, a driver that has not been here and done all the races, but very quickly climbing up the power rankings chart that we do every Monday here for Blazing Pedals. On a top 10 streak here, I believe 9 races in, has yet to finish outside the top 10 for TBB.
Yeah, it's pretty much said like this. The only races he hasn't finished inside the top 10 this season, the 2 he didn't show up for. Chris Carroll out on track. His first lap was a little slow, a 29.86. Carroll looking to try and improve right here. And he crosses the start-finish line. Very good. P3 with a 29.21. Chris Berg not going to finish that one. Making his return back to Blazing Pedals, it's RT76, Rick Thompson. And a little bit slow for Rick.
Got
right
some
now.
new paint scheme, right, by the way.
Yeah.
Seeing something different.
No, you're right. It is new. Rick Thompson going to be starting 21st. Jamie Walker on his lap, number 2. Wow, goes from 23rd all the way up to 4th, a 29.21. The cream is certainly rising to the top here during qualifying. Mike Massengill, Eric Blount, the only 2 drivers that haven't qualified, and typically they do not, so I would guess that our starting lineup is pretty well set. Super Speedway action coming to you live right here on True Sim Productions. It is going to be a good show. I cannot wait to get this one going. And let's go ahead and bring up the information. Oh, well, that's a little too much information. All right. It's going to be 162 laps here tonight. Stage breaks are going to be at the end of lap number 48 and at the end of lap number 96. Tanner did the math. Fuel's not going to be an issue for stage 1 or stage 2. They will have to stop. Maybe they'll have to stop in stage number 3.
They're good all night long. It's tires, though. They're not going to be good in the final stage.
Yeah,
they will have
tires.
to stop for tires.
So fuel, not going to be an issue. Kind of dig that.
That is Kentucky math, by the way. So let's don't throw all our chips in on it because they may need fuel in the final stage. Okay? But I don't think they need fuel.
All right, on. Right on. I dig it.
It's always best to be honest.
It's the only policy, brother. It's the only policy. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing gridded up. On the pole tonight, driving the number 87, it's going to be Austin Edstrom out of MFRD. To his outside, another MFRD driver, the number 41 of Dalton Kilrow. Starting inside, row number 2, going to be the Pit Lizard Performance, number 99 of Chris Carroll. To his outside, it's going to be the 88 of Jamie Walker. Hunter Lagunas and his number 27 going to pick up inside row number 3 with the 10 car of Taylor Butcher Benjamin to his outside. TNA Motorsports own number 3, going to be starting inside row number 4. It's Corey Sherman, and to his outside, the MFRD Racing number 17 of Brian Dees. Starting in the 9th spot, the number 51 TNA driver Cody Heinzman, and to his outside, Speed Mafia's own number 33, it's going to be John Perkins. Dustin Ping in the number 81 out of Blackhawk Motorsports, going to be starting in 11th spot tonight, and to his outside, the 66 of the Iceberg, Chris Berg. Gordon Larson Jr. going to be starting his 00 in the 13th spot. Ty Morosco out of MFRD going to be starting his 1 car in 14th spot. Starting in 15th tonight out of Pit Listen Performance, it's the 4 car, Larry Bell. To his outside, TNA Motorsports, number 89, Philip Van Vliet. Inside the next row, starting in 17th spot, it's the 28 USA Firearms Machine of Brian Zimmerman. Sam Lawson going to be starting his 5 Kings Motorsports in 18th spot. Then we've got Jason Bauer, Amanda Sherman, Mark Arthur, Rick Thompson, Eric Blunt, and Mike Massengill. That is the starting order for tonight's race as we get ready to go green. Almost didn't make them all. Green flag racing here at Nashville Super Speedway. Dalton Kilrow on the outside got the momentum, and that is something we have not talked about yet so far here tonight. Momentum. It's huge on this track. The outside trying to really make it work. We're already 3 wide. Oh my goodness. Corey Sherman, Brian Dees, and Hunter Lagunas bring it out 3 wide here at Nashville.
It's only lap 2, mind you.
Well, they straighten it out. Sherman drops down to the inside row, now pops back up. He's letting it float towards the center. John Perkins in there. Perkins has a little bit of a bobble. Corey Sherman finds the outside. He's clear now. And here comes Cody Heinzman. Heinzman working the inside lane, not the preferred lane here. That outside lane really does carry the momentum. It really does help you carry the speed. The inside lane, you can pass here, but it's much, much tougher. Back up top, it is Dalton Kilrow over Austin Edstrom. Jamie Walker in third. A gap back to Taylor Butcher Benjamin and Chris Carroll. That rounds out your top 5. Corey Sherman looking to try and get there. He's on the outside of Hunter Lagunas in the 27. Sherman looking for more. He's got Heinzman right behind him in the 51. The Soul Stealer moves down to the bottom side of the track. That could mean that Corey's got the room to get there. It does not. The 17 moves up. Corey Sherman moves down.
The crossover move. I thought Corey was in the preferred spot there, but looks like these had it covered instead of back side by side.
Corey Sherman has found himself in 6th spot, tracking down Chris Carroll. Concrete Corey living up to his name early on here at Nashville. Still a lot of 2 wide racing going on here. And how about that paint job from Dustin Ping? Man, that thing is beautiful. The 81 car looking sharp out there tonight.
Oh my, it really is. Look at teammate right there in front of him, 66 of Berg, also looking nice.
Chris Berg in the 66, just ahead of Hunter Lagunas. Here comes teammate Dustin Ping. Those two looking to hook up, and they have proven themselves to work really well together this season. Rick Thompson did not get the qualifying effort that he was looking for out of the 76, but here during the race, he's already up 8 spots and moving forward. Rick Thompson in the 76, somebody to watch here tonight. Currently sitting in the 14th spot.
Absolutely. That's really impressive out of RT76 at a track. You mentioned it's hard to pass. You basically got to go to the high side or they got to make a mistake. So, pretty impressive. 76 already up 8 spots.
Chris Carroll holding on to that 5th spot, starting to lose a little time now to Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Carroll going to be looking for a little bit more speed to try and get back into the fray. The top 4 starting to separate. The 17, Brian Dees, may have just touched the wall coming out of turn 4. No real damage that I can see, but it may have slowed him down enough, and it did. Cody Heinzman going to go on around. And the 66 of Berg looking underneath as well.
As I head back up front here with the 41 of Kilrow, got a little bit of a sizable lead over teammate Austin Edstrom. But right now, I think we're just seeing a filling out period between our top 5 drivers. They're just kind of filling the car out. They're not really pushing it. Just trying to save a little bit of tire because, like we mentioned, fuel, not an issue tonight, but tires, they will be a premium.
Yeah, and they do drop off fairly quickly from what I recall. And that's not even in this car. But I'm assuming it's going to be about the same or even worse than I can remember. But I do like this track. It's got some spots on it that kind of tell you when to do things if you know where to look. And I'm telling you right now, the top 3 drivers, they know where to look. They're doing a great job. Taylor Butcher Benjamin getting gapped a little bit from Jamie Walker and also Chris Carroll. But like I said, it's kind of more of a feeling out process right now. It's only stage 1. It's lap 11. If anything, they've settled down a little bit since lap 2 when we're running 3 wide. But they are definitely settling in. And it looks like Berg and Ping. Ping is still having a little bit of trouble getting around the 17. Now he does not. Here comes the 33 of John Perkins. Perkins looking inside of the Soul Stealer. And Rick Thompson is on fire, already up 10 positions. Early on, biggest mover is RT76.
That's what I was going to say. He is the hard charger right now. And you know what? He's looking for more. He wants more spots.
A little bit of time off for Rick, and he comes back just as good or better than ever. I love it. Hunter Lagunas working the inside of Ty Morosco. These two battling for a few laps now. It's side by side. Lori's checking in. Lori, how are you tonight? I hope everything's going well.
Hi, Miss Lori. Hi, Miss Connie. Y'all are out there in chat.
Mark Arthur did not get that qualifying effort that we was looking for, but already up 5 spots. So Mark also climbing from the back of the field. Oh, a little contact between him and Philip Van Vliet. Oh, look out, guys. Give enough room, and they did. Good driving out of a few drivers there.
That was we almost had a moment right there.
Right behind him, the 00, Gordon Larson and Sam Lawson. Those two were able to lift off the throttle just enough to give Mark and Phil Van Vliet enough time to kind of straighten their cars out and get them going again. Now they resume the battle that they were in.
I think, and you might agree with me here, we've been now between like lap 20, we're going to start to tell these guys that may have pushed some in the beginning to get their spots versus the guys that were just kind of riding around biding their time when it comes to tires. I would think about 20 laps in at Nashville Speedway, you're just going to start feeling the effects of that right front, start to wane.
Yeah, there's going to be some faders, and we have one right now. Taylor Butcher Benjamin has faded back a couple of spots all the way back to the 7th position. So 4th to 3rd for TBB. course, that puts a new driver in the top 5. It's Corey Sherman running 5th spot right now, being followed by his teammate Cody Heinzman. And Heinzman has been very solid since he's started here with BPL. Of course, coming in and winning. I mean,
right. I made a statement on race Saturday that I stand by. I think he might be the guy to come in here and challenge old Chris Carroll. I don't know that for certain, right? But he just seems pretty fast. Seems pretty fast.
Lori, it wasn't you, hon. I think that was just a general mistake. You stick around. I'm sure he's going to do something good tonight. He does have a fast machine, so it's just a matter of putting it forward some. Right
like
now,
you said,
Mark
he
being
was fast
60.
in practice, right?
Yeah, very. Up front, it's still the trifecta of Kilroe, Edstrom, and Walker. And Dalton Kilroe searching for his first win of the season and being race number, I think we're in number 12, 11, 12, something like that. It's hard to say. He hasn't won one.
This is his longest. Last season he won pretty early. 8 races in, he already won. So this season right now he's winless 11 in. He is definitely want to get in that goose egg. Wants to get rid of it. Because if you think about it, he's been fast all season. He's been right up there in the mix. He's led a lot of laps. We talked about it last week. So just need to get that one domino to fall hit the 41's way.
Yeah, I won't be surprised when it happens. How's that?
Right, exactly.
Checking in on RT76, may be starting to fade back just a little bit as Hunter Lagunas working the inside, the 27, trying to take one away. Lagunas may be one that was saving tires early on. -9 since the drop of the green flag. Oh, boy.
Whoa.
Oh. He held on to it, but that's a heart attack maker right there.
For not only Hunter, but for Mark, Phillip, and all the guys around.
And you see him, he's just not sure about that car still. When he was coming out of 4, yeah, they are mad. And there's no fixing that, no easy way to fix it, right? I mean, you could go up to the high side and gently arc the car in, but you're going to lose spots on track. It's a give and take situation. The young man is going to have to figure that one out, but right now he is inside of an angry, angry machine.
Just got to be careful right now, though. You got to think big picture. Got to know when to hold him, know when to fold him. He's still pushing a little bit here, so he's not backed off yet.
Looks like the car is starting to get a little happier again. It's not quite as twitchy coming out of the corner, so looks like they may have cooled down, but boy, oh boy, that was a handful for a couple of laps for Hunter Lagunas. Go back up. Take a look at John Perkins. Perkins right now right behind Ty Morosco. Morosco up 3 since the drop of the green flag and following teammate Brian Dees. John Perkins took a peek to the inside, not going to be able to make that one stick. He falls back in line, and nose to tail they go. So our pole sitter right now sits in the second spot behind Dalton Kilroe. Kilroe was able to take over the race lead pretty much from the green flag on. And Dalton doing what he does best. He's leading in that fresh air. Chris Carroll trying to make a move on Jamie Walker. Carroll has moved down to the inside, going to try and split up the top 3. And around the corner he goes. Coming out of turn 4, it's split just like that.
Now, we saw Carroll fall back to the 5th place start there and just kind of ride for the first 25 laps, right? 27 laps into this event, he's starting to make progress. And look how much quicker he is, closing in on the 87 of Edstrom. So the 99 was definitely saving some tires. He was thinking big picture here.
Yeah, he was thinking big picture, and Jamie Walker slips up one other spot. Now Jamie runs in the 5th spot, and Corey Sherman sits in 6th. with TBB right on the back bumper. TBB may have backed off a little bit to save some tire for later on in this run, and now he looks like he might be back on the hunt. Corey Sherman in 6th, TBB in 7th. Right behind them.
With Jamie Walker falling back like this, his tire's starting to give for him. What's that mean for Edstrom and Kilroe? Because look here, Chris Carroll getting by. He's in 2nd, and now he's knocking on the rear bumper's door. We got a battle for the race lead here.
Oh, we definitely do. And the 87 is ready to go. He wants to get around the 41, thinks he has a car to do it. He's looking to the outside. Edstrom stays behind his teammate. We've got a new race leader for just the 3rd time tonight. It's going to be Chris Carroll.
He's also in the mix. It's the 51. It's the catch-up man. Was he just laying in the weeds like a snake, saving his tires? Because he looks to be fast right now.
Yeah, I think we're going to start seeing, like you said, we're going to start seeing who was saving some and who was letting it all hang out. Stage number 1, just 18 laps away. So, I don't know. Was it too early to go off like this? That's the next question.
There's a lot of laps left. You are right. If Dalton, Edstrom, Walker, if they can kind of just remain right here with this pace, but look at Edstrom looking to the inside of Kilroe. Heinzman, catch-up man's going to try to follow him through. But if you're Edstrom or Kilroe, do you just kind of ride right now, or do you still try to stay on the offense here?
Yeah, Edstrom able to get around Dalton Kilroe. That's for 2nd spot. And Cody Heinzman in a drag race right now with Dalton Kilroe.
Edstrom was content once a non-MFRD teammate was out in front. He looked like he was content riding behind Dalton when Dalton was leading, but Edstrom looks hungry here. Looks like he wants this race lead.
Oh, you're right. Oh, man, that was close, too. Oh, Cody Heinzman came off the apron and got very, very close to the door of the 41. I know Dalton, he runs VR. I'm sure he was looking out the left window going, what are you doing? Maybe a little bit of a push off the front bumper of the 41 for Cody Heinzman, but it's not going to be enough right now to catch Austin Edstrom. Heinzman is going to have to find a little bit of a different way around this track in order to try and catch Chris Carroll and Austin Edstrom. Falling back just a little bit, we're going to look at Corey Sherman one more time. He's got TBB right behind him, and TBB may be looking to try and set Corey up for a move here. Might be slightly faster than Corey is right now. Corey looks like he's still floating that center of the track, and maybe has picked up a little bit of a push out of the 3 car.
I have the luxury just to scan through the field here, Chris, and I'm seeing a push for a lot of these guys. I've seen that wall outside turn 2 and turn 4. Some of these drivers I've gotten well acquainted with that wall. A few nicks and scratches here, and we are only 34 laps in. So still not really all that close to the stage. We're getting there slowly but surely, but still a few laps left here.
Yeah, 13 of them. 13 laps to go before the end of stage number 1, before we have our first scheduled caution of the evening.
If there's somebody struggling, just trying to hold on right now, that's 13 long laps here. But it's something that you learn now that you got to take with you for stage 2, stage 3. You know, you just cannot push that hard early on.
It's definitely going to be tires at the end of this stage. Cody Heinzman gets around Austin Edstrom. Now it's going to be Carroll, Heinzman, Edstrom, your top 3. As Cody makes that one stick. Cody Heinzman.
That might be your top 5 in the series currently, like overall in the series, sitting there 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. That's crazy how the creams rise to the top here. These guys are fast, Chris, week in and week out.
Yeah, they really are. Speaking of fast, I mean, Jamie Walker, he backed up a little bit, like maybe his tires were a little off. Well, the 88 back up into 4th spot. He was able to get around Dalton Kilroe. So Kilroe may have rubbed off a little bit more of the good off from the good years than did Walker. I think the fastest car in the top 5 right now may be Cody Heinzman. He's currently right behind our race leader, Chris Carroll.
He definitely looks like he's pacing our race leader right now.
A little bit of a bobble coming out of that corner, though, for Heinzman, and that's going to slow down the progress just a little bit. Brian D is right now in the 9th spot, being followed by the 1 of Ty Morosco. Morosco is the gatekeeper of the top 10. Right behind him, Mark Arthur. So if Mark can get one more position before the end of this stage, he'd get bonus points. And I don't know if we know this off the top of our head. I swear I think it's the first time this season. No, it's not. No, it is not. He has gotten them before.
I was going to go look for you, but it'd be so hard to find that stat. But I know he probably ain't got a whole lot, though. I think we can go out on a limb and say that. It has been just that type of season for him, right?
Yeah.
But he is looking good right here tonight. He is climbing forward. But something I want to touch on up front, Chris and Heinzman. You noticed, and you mentioned when Heinzman bobbled a little bit, that allowed Chris to get a little bit of real estate in between him and a 51. And ever since then, the 51 looks like he's searching on these corners here, trying to find a different line to get back to the 99. But that clean air on the front of that 99 is just such a big advantage. 51's just not able to close in and get right back to the bumper of the 99.
Yeah, 2 things happening right now. Number 1, you said it already, the clean air that the 99 has, that's about your best friend here in this car. Number 2, the 51's tires after that bobble may still not be very happy. We are getting towards the end of this run, and you know, even the best of drivers is having trouble with their tires right now. So when you make them angry, it takes a lot longer for them to come back. Just in front of our race leader, it's Jason Bauer trying to stay on the lead lap, but it's not going to happen. Bauer moves himself way up track to get out of the way.
He went all the way up in the marbles for these guys. Not far away from stage break here. Can Heinzman drive down the 99, get 10 bonus points, or is it going to be 9? You also, like you mentioned, Chris, you got to watch around basically 7th through 12th, that region right there, because of stage points. Mark Arthur currently 11th, right here behind Ty Morosco. And whoever wins that battle will end up with 1 stage point when the caution flag flies. So I love stages. It makes a race in a race. Chris, I know you like old school racing, but do you like stages? Are you a fan of stage racing?
I am not a fan of stage racing in real life. I'm going to clarify this. In real life, I am not a fan of stage racing. In the sim, yes, I am. And the reason why, okay, I was coming with it. I knew you were going to ask. The reason why is there are some drivers in sim that may not be the same quality. And essentially, the stages give a couple of opportunities for, if you go a lap down, to try and get back on the lead lap without any cautions. For example, right now, Jason Bauer is down 1 lap. At the end of the stage, he's going to get that lap back. That puts him back in the hunt to try and win. Sometimes when that happens, it works out, you know, and that's, at the end of the day, this is a sim. It's a game. We do it for fun. It's not a lot of fun to sit a lap or 2 down and just make circles.
Bingo.
So it puts a little bit more excitement back in. Now, in the real world, I'm not a fan because the exact opposite reason. If you don't have the equipment and you don't have the speed, you don't deserve to win.
So I like that way of thinking, and I understand that entirely. I like it as a fan for the excitement, right? If I was a driver or somebody in the sport trying to manage it and that kind of stuff, I don't think I would like it, right? But as a fan, it's exciting. It definitely adds excitement. But as we're sitting here talking, Sam Lawson making a pass over Mark. So Mark's going backwards right here. He sees the stage point right there in front of him, but it's not right there in front anymore. It's pretty far off.
Yeah, it's pretty far off, and it's the end of this lap that we are going to go under caution. And Chris Carroll looks like he's going to hold off Cody Heinzman, Austin Edstrom, Jamie Walker, and Dalton Kilroe to win 10 bonus points. Corey Sherman just got around Dalton Kilroe. He's trying really hard now for those bonus points. The 3 and the 41. And Dalton had him by just a nose.
I think, but the way this timing and scoring works on here, it may be Corey.
Woo.
My timing and scoring is telling me Corey, by the way. That's why I say that.
That's funny because mine is telling me Dalton. Go figure.
And we use the same program.
Yeah. If you can get it, if y'all can figure it out, you let me know. But right now we are under caution here at Nashville Super Speedway live on True Sim Productions. Again, want to thank everybody for tuning in. Constance out there saying hi to Tanner and me. I appreciate that, Constance. Good to see you out there. Mark having a very good night here so far, although a little bit quiet just outside of the top 10. He has gained positions. He's been fast since practice, and hopefully that trend continues here tonight for Mark. Along with a few other guys. I mean, look, I haven't torn up my contract with TNA Drive, and so I'm still technically a TNA driver, although my racing sim is tucked away in a corner right now. So it does me a lot of good to see Cody and Corey both up there inside of the top 10 as we go under the stage break. Speaking of stage break, everybody coming in down pit road. Chris Carroll leads the way.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to get a wild hair in them here and not take tires. It's going to be a 4-tire stop for a majority of the field. If somebody takes 2, I mean, you might want to gamble it, but I don't never see it paying off. But I'm a washed-up racer of the broadcast, so I don't have to make them calls. But that's just my thoughts on it. I think you're taking 4 here, and you're just going to let it be what it's going to be. What do you think? Talk to me, crew chief.
4 in fuel, no question about it. You got to have them. Good battle for second coming out, and that's Austin Edstrom. Yeah, I don't think 2 tires is going to be the strategy at this track, no matter what the situation is.
Even late, you say green-white checker?
Even late.
I would try a green-white checker. See, that's the dumb driver in me versus the smart crew chief in you, right? I'm saying, yes, let's do it, and you're like, no, it ain't going to work.
I want to give you the best chance possible to win, and in my view, that's 4 tires at this track. At this track. Whew, it's a hot one here tonight.
I'm interested and curious how this restart happens here, Chris. Because we're seeing people up front that kind of fell back earlier, right? They were saving their tires in between when I'm talking about the catch-up man and Chris Carroll. But now they're up front. Are they going to stay up front, or are they going to allow deja vu to happen again? Let Dalton, Edstrom, Jamie get out on them a little bit. This is where the chess game's getting ready to get a little bit more intense here.
Yeah. Again, you got to think about. Look, you can't win a stage if you're not at the end. If you're not there at the end of the stage. But we've already seen what fall off looks like at this track, and it's not uber pretty. Dalton Killow led most of that first stage, and he did not win.
He paid the price
stage points.
He paid the price for leading those laps.
Yeah,
and got nothing for leading those laps, Chris, besides maybe a bonus point, right? Yeah. Just 1 point.
So yeah, you're right. Are these guys going to try and fall back a little bit, or is everybody just going to lower the pace, or what's it going to be? What's the winning strategy here?
I'm going to keep tabs and eyes on that 41. He burnt them up last time. He's very, very smart. Very, 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 very methodical and smart when it comes to strategy, right? I hate to give him that props, but he really is. He learned from his mistakes a while ago. I'll put money down on it.
Meanwhile, let's take a look at our top 10 as we get ready to go back under the green flag. I think next time by, it's going to be Chris Carroll on the pole. Austin Edstrom in the 87 to his outside. Cody Heinzman inside row number 2. Jamie Walker going to be restarting in 4th. Then it's Dalton Kilrow in 5th. Corey Sherman in 6th. Taylor Butcher Benjamin in the 7th spot, surrounded by his teammate Brian Dees to his outside. Chris Berg going to pick up inside row number 5 with Mark Arthur to his outside. That's going to be your top 10 as we get ready to go back under the green flag. Pace car lights are off, and we're moving down the back stretch. Jason Bauer was the recipient of the lucky dog, courtesy of this caution. So just like that, he is back on the lead lap. Pace car taking that hard left-hand turn. We get ready to go back under the green flag. Chris Carroll has control of the field. Looking for that Geico restart zone. We're in it now. Chris Carroll launches the 99, and here we go, back under the green. Cody Heinzman with the inside, going to be able to take over the second spot from Austin Edstrom. Oh, the 41's going around.
Whoa, what a save.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
The 41 able to save it. Everybody able to stay out of him. Dalton Kilrow just brought it for a ride. And look what that did. It shuffled up our top 10. It's Carroll, Heinzman, Edstrom, Walker, Sherman, your top 5. Mark Arthur up to the 6th spot. Brian Dees, TBB, Chris Berg, and Hunter Lagunas, your top 10. Mark Arthur looking the inside of Corey Sherman now. The Barbie car is rolling. Oh, the 88 gets a tap from the 12. Around he goes. Oh, no. Oh, man. The 88 just got crushed by the 20. Mike Massengill, no place to go. And the 20 is destroyed. The 88, the right front tire's not moving. Oh, man. All right. Cautions, breeding cautions and all that. Let's take a look. So the 12 car was to the inside. Oh, he got right into the 88. The 17 got into the 12. 88 got into the 12. And watch this. Boom. Oh. Man. The 17 did a great job to avoid it. Unfortunately, Massengill just had no place to go, and he destroyed the 88 and his own car. That's never good when only 3 wheels are turning, and that's exactly what Jamie Walker has on the 88. As he is on pit road. I don't want to play race control, but I'm going to a little bit. It looks like that one may have been on the 12, and the 12 is probably going to end up at the end of the line. Chris Carroll resumes the race lead. Cody Heinzman in second. Austin Edstrom, Corey Sherman. And at this time, Mark Arthur, but I believe that's going to change. Dog's a little excited about it all. You'll hear him. Mark Arthur bringing it down pit road. Maybe his way of serving up a penalty. I don't know that we have race control here tonight. I'm looking and I don't see him. I That doesn't necessarily mean anything. But Mark in and out. Maybe just topped off fuel. You'll be restarting at the end anyway. Pace car lights once again are off, and we're ready to go back under the green flag. Cody Heinzman, Austin Edstrom, Corey Sherman, your top four. Mike Massengill, very damaged number 20. Mark got a little bit, but not too bad. His car should be okay. And the other driver that got a little bit of that was the 17 of Brian Dees. Dees back out on track as well. So the only driver not on track right now, Jamie Walker. As we get ready to go back into the green flag, Chris Carroll once again has control of the field. And Carroll hits the loud pedal. We're back under the green flag. Chris Carroll, oh, the 66 getting around, look out! Somehow, some way, Chris Berg able to stay out of everybody. And we stay under green. Berg's going to lose a bunch of time on track. But very little, if any, damage whatsoever. Austin Edstrom, Corey Sherman battling it out for third spot at drag race. Cody Heinzman drops down below the Chris Carroll machine. It's a battle for the race lead. Cody Heinzman at the line becomes the fourth driver to lead a lap here tonight. 3 wide for third spot, look out. Corey Sherman to the outside, Austin Edstrom and TBB backs it down. They get in line. Edstrom right now in fourth spot. Corey Sherman is up to third. That's the highest he's been all night. It looks like RT76 may have just scraped the wall. Rick Thompson may have just gotten into the wall. Right now, he is behind John Perkins and the 81 of Dustin Ping. Ty Morosco takes a spot away from Ping. Morosco up to 7th spot. TBB making a move to the inside. Austin Edstrom going to lead the way, though. Austin Edstrom to the inside of Corey Sherman. That's for the third spot. And at the line, Edstrom had it, but Corey's fighting back on the outside. The 3 car wants it back.
You know, when this race started, Chris, we saw that the high line is where you wanted to be. But I think now that the lights are on at this facility, the track's cooled off some, I think that low line can actually contend a little bit more. But as I say that, all that gets thrown away because Corey had a major run on the back chase. Let's see what happens here at turn 4. It was like Edstrom's going to get clear. No, TB.
Oh, look out! Oh, man. This is happening far too often all of a sudden, as that is the second time since we've gone back under green flag that a caution could have just as easily been thrown. Chris Carroll right now looking for the inside of Cody Heinzman. This for the lead again. So Heinzman had it. He was the 4th driver to have it here tonight, and Chris Carroll trying to take it back. At the line, it is going to be Cody Heinzman heading into the corner. My goodness, these guys are battling. Is it the end of the race already?
They're not leaving anything. They're not saving anything right now. I jumped on board with Chris. He is getting it right now, trying to make the pass. As you see Cody too strong right there in the middle of the track. Just gets all the momentum on the line. And clean air. He had that clean air right there in front of that nose, really helping that Toyota Supra.
Camry, yeah. Cody Heinzman leading the way, the 99 are right behind him with Austin Edstrom, Corey Sherman, Ty Morosco, your top 5.
Chris trying to search. He's trying to see where he can get that clean air at on the front of that 99, but he does not want to sacrifice the bottom. He wants to stay on the low line. Why? He has Austin Edstrom right behind him. That's why. He knows Edstrom's trying to go to the front. Top three knows the tail. Corey Sherman also up there, and the game of where the hell did he come from? Ty Morosco, Mr. No Practice, up here inside the top five, trying to make a pass over Corey Sherman. Maybe a little bit of contact between the 4 and the 1, or the 3 and the 1, excuse me. As Ty's going to drive it up in there deep. Going to see if he can make the pass on the 3. The 3 is going to fight hard on the outside. Going to have the momentum here. Advantage goes to Corey Sherman, I believe, at the line. And right now, Cody, the catch-up man, Heinzman, has all he can handle. And look at Ty Morosco. He has rode around from about 6th to 9th all night long. Morosco is here.
Yeah, Morosco on the inside, taking over 4th for just a second, but the 3 battles back. Corey Sherman loving this concrete track. Oh, they make contact again. That's nothing new between those 2 drivers.
Right, that's why I kept talking about it. But we have a battle for the race lead heating up here. Chris Carroll to the inside of the 51 as they turn out of 10, or come out of turn number 2, excuse me. Advantage though to Heinzman in that preferred lane. That bottom line, it might be able to contend and fight, but I still want to be in that middle group.
Top 6 drivers have absolutely separated themselves from the rest of the field. And then, man, is this entertaining.
Cody gave up the high side. Chris Carroll got to the outside of the 51. Can the 51 dig right here? Going to have to get the power off. 99's going to have the momentum here, as I think the 99 may have just won this battle. 51, though, is not going to give it up. He's going to fight door to door here at Nashville.
3 wide for 4th spot. Ty Morosco on the top side of the track. He's going to take it over. Ty Morosco takes over 4th spot from Corey Sherman, and the Dustin Ping machine now looks to do it as well. He's down on the inside.
And we got battles going on everywhere. The leaders finally get it sorted out. So the next side-by-side battle, it is Corey Sherman and Dustin Ping.
Sherman on the outside, battling back. Great launch off the corner for the 3 car. Maybe a little slow going into the corners, but off the corner, the 3 is a rocket.
As a crew chief, though, you got to love seeing that. A little bit slower in, faster off. Taking care of them tires.
Take care of those tires, exactly. And that is Corey. That is why he has become so good at these concrete tracks. He knows how to take care of these tires. But can he do it for the long run? We're going to find out. We're a long ways to go from the end of this one.
Now, right now, what I'm really watching as a fellow driver, now that the 99's back out front and has the 51 of Heinzman behind him. Last time we had this scenario, Heinzman had to come up to the field to get there. This time, he basically started up there with him. So I want to see if Heinzman can stay with the 99, but right now, Ty Morosco is making it difficult for all of them. Why? He's going to the high side and saying, hold my beer. He wants to get up here and take the race lead because it looked like the battle for P2. I thought it was over, but it's just now heating up.
Oh, yeah. You're not kidding. It's heating up. It's about 97,000 degrees down there for 2nd spot as the 1 car working the outside. Oh, the 51 has a big-time bobble. He goes up the track, almost gets into his teammate.
Like the 87 of Edstrom just misjudged it or got into the throttle a little bit quicker than what Heinzman was able to do there. Just a slight bobble or a slight mistake is all it takes.
And the last time we saw the 51 have that problem, he was a little bit slower when it was all said and done. Will that affect him like it did last time? We'll keep an eye out for that, but Ty Morosco right now searching hard for the race lead. Morosco right on the back bumper of Chris Carroll.
As Cody's a new face to the series, right? Yes, he has a win. Yes, he's going to be a front runner, but he's a new face to the series. If me, as a driver, anytime I get hit, naturally, I'm going to get pissed in the car, right? So see if that rattles him or anything. See if he shakes it off and keeps going. As of right now, he looks like he's doing pretty good still. Lost some positions, but still right there in the hunt.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be the kind of guy that gets too rattled.
I don't think he gets too high or too low, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think you remind me of that too. You don't ever really get too high, too low. You seem like the type of person, if you get mad, everybody just kind of just make way. Get out of the path.
That's about right.
But you're too nice, right? You're
so nice. Corey Sherman gets into the side of Morosco and almost causes a big one. They're not done. Oh, Corey.
Corey has problems.
Misjudging that one bad.
I think Corey has some problems on the right front. It did not look like that hard of a hit, but I think that second hit may have hurt him. But riding on Morgan right here, he looks good. He might be okay. He's back on the offense. He hadn't even went to defense yet. He's still on offense. Look at him go.
Back down below, Cody Heinzman is Corey Sherman. Sherman looking to try and get to that one car again. Those two like magnets out there. They're attracted to each other week in and week out. The 3 and the 1. If Derek Polson was out there, he'd be involved too.
Yeah, he would be the Cody Heinzman here. He'd be the car right between them.
In fact, I think Derek Polson may have been involved in that one. He's not even on track. He was involved. We'll call it.
It's somebody we haven't mentioned a whole lot. Oh, sorry, Chris?
Nope. Go ahead.
Somebody we haven't mentioned a whole lot. Had a pretty quiet night. Mr. Brian Zimmerman up to P9th here. He started, I believe it was 17th. My time in the score, he's telling me the truth here. So he's up 8 spots from the starting spot, and he's a short track guy. Remember, though, in practice, he was down. He's never really down ever. You don't ever really hear him really hate on the car, hate on the track. But he was really verbal tonight and not comfortable in his car-track combo.
Well, he's got 15 laps to hold on to a top 10 for some bonus points. Just ahead of him, John Perkins, who did not start in the top 5 tonight, but right now working inside of the top 10, and hey, he's still got a front bumper.
Whoa, we just had a really close moment between Tom Roscoe and Mike Massengill. Remember, the 20 was involved in the last wreck. Does not have a front end. And just ultimately just down on power, right? Car's just slower as the leaders came up on him really quick there. It's a tough track here because they come up on you so fast. The speeds are so high at this track for the length of this track.
The 3 and the 1 buckle in, and they are battling once again for position. It is position number 5 between the 3 and the 1. Ahead of them, it's Dustin Ping and Cody Heinzman battling it out for third. Chris Carroll, Austin Edstrom running nose to tail. Third spot settled in.
Edstrom's missed a few weeks, so we know he gets stage points when he is here. It's always good to get all the stage points you possibly can, especially with Edstrom because he has missed some races. And just catching up with Corey Sherman and Tom Roscoe, they're not done. I don't know if we make it to the stage. They were just leaning on each other once again, Chris, in 3 and 4. They want that extra point.
This is a battle for 5th spot, so 5 bonus points to the victor. Ty Morosco locked into that championship run by virtue of a race win. Corey Sherman not there yet, although inside of the top 10 in points.
We don't, I was informed we do not have winning your end.
Oh, that's right. That's changed this year. I forgot about that.
That's a change this year. I've said it all season as well. Mark tells me every time it's not, and I just always forget.
I completely forgot about that.
But he got the most points, so I mean he's sitting second in the point standings.
Yeah.
But definitely the win definitely helps. It's never a bad thing to have a win.
No, never.
These two are putting on one hell of a show here. Look at them lean on each other.
They are.
Corey.
Yeah. 8 wheels turning better than 4 right there. Oh my goodness.
Some bragging rights between these two. I think it's more than just stage points.
I can't tell if they love each other or hate each other.
A little bit of both.
Side by side once again coming out of the corner. Down the backstretch for 5th place. And it switches back and forth about 2-3 times per lap. And here comes the 28.
And that's allowed the 28 of Zimmerman to be there now. This is awesome.
Zimmerman, Dees, Hunter Lagunas have all caught the 5th place drivers. Here comes Dalton Kilrow as well.
Now, Chris,
Oh,
the
my.
3 and the 1 here, they have had to use up a little bit more tire than, say, Brian Zimmerman or Brian Dees, because they've been battling, how long, 10 laps here? They've been going just door to door, literally, in the most literal sense, door to door.
Oh, this could be it. Corey moves up the track. He was clear, and he didn't waste a beat. Finally.
Like frustration passes. He just said, screw it, I'm going in deeper this time, and made it stick.
And the 1 has a head of steam. He gets right on the back bumper of the 3. Ty Morosco maybe trying to make the 3 go a little faster into a corner than he wants to, trying to get him to push. Not going to happen that time. As now Sherman puts some separation between the 2. What a battle. And that's for 5th spot. Here comes the 1. They side by side again for just a moment. And Brian Zimmerman following Corey Sherman.
He just wants one lane to get by so he can get by as well. But look at this. Still door to door, battling back. Tie on the low side. You would think they're battling for the race lead. This is some damn good racing.
Guys, there's other stuff happening in front of these guys, but this is the best thing you're going to see on track right now. I promise you.
They're bound to wreck pretty quick. I'm just going to be honest here. I'm a realist up here. I don't know how much longer they can keep contending and beating and banging like this, but it's awesome. I'm going to enjoy it while they can.
Well, they got 6 laps to try and decide it. And if I was a driver behind one of these guys, I'm letting them battle. I'm not even going to get on the back bumper. I'm just going to let them fight. They make contact twice there.
Every lap, the intensity's getting a little bit higher, a little bit higher, a little bit higher.
Now Morosco is going to take point. The 17's right behind his teammate. The 3 right behind Ty Morosco in the 1.
And Morosco got clear there. Look for a crossover move. 3 to the inside. He's not going down very low. Leaning on Morosco, trying to shove him up the track here. It's going to get tight here on exit though, Chris.
Oh my God, they touched again. Sherman that time across the line. Woo, baby, this is something else.
Oh, Brian Dees threw his nose in there. Contact. That's going to stack that inside lane up. John
They go
Perkins
3 wide behind him. Oh my God, look at behind him. It's a bee's nest.
What the hell are we doing? This is awesome.
Lap number 92, 96 is going to be the end of stage number 2.
With the 3 and the 1 being side by side for this long, it's stacked up everybody behind them. Because naturally, they are slower when they're side by side like you're beating and banging. So you got 800 guys just waiting for one of these dudes to sort it out. I'm just afraid when the mistake happens, it's going to be a big one. You got a lot of cars underneath the blanket right here, Chris.
800 guys, 2 anxious announcers, and the rest of the field is nowhere to be seen. This is great.
I promise there is other people on the track, and guys, I'm sorry, but look at this.
Oh,
there it happens. There
oh,
it goes.
oh no!
Around.
And that did not involve the 3 at all. That started with a 17.
It did.
Brian Dees sets the fire. Oh, and look at that. Dalton Kilrow may have blown a motor. The 17, high damage. The 1 doesn't look like he's all that bad, but man, oh man.
You can't say we did not see it coming, right? I mean, we've been calling it in real time here. The intensity just got too much, right? It just got past the point of return.
That is not what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, it wasn't even from the 2 drivers doing it. That's what was crazy. It was just the intensity of the pack. That was awesome racing.
Let's go back and follow this one more time because, man, that was awesome.
I've yet to see what happened, so let's see what happened here.
So the 1 may have made a little contact with the wall. The 17 got into the 28, and then it all just broke loose from there. Oh, my God, did it break loose? Wow.
As drivers are asking a very, very good question, that being, is this stage break or not? That's always a question for the guys up front, because if this is stage break, then they need to pit, get their tires. If it's not stage break, you want tire and you want stage points, and you might not be able to get tires now. So It's
Man, oh man.
this is crazy. This race right here just got turned up over its head. Tom Orozco, he was involved in that wreck, but I think he came out fairly good. I haven't watched the wreck. Just looking at his car here, he looks like he came out fairly good.
Yeah, I don't think he got a big bump out of that. Like I said,
like
it did start behind him, between the 17 and the 28, and then from there back, it was Destruction City. And yeah, we're seeing, I don't know what we're seeing on track. I mean, Corey Sherman stayed out, Philip Van Vliet stayed out, Amanda Sherman, Tom Orozco, Dalton Kilroe is out there, but that car is severely hurt. I think we got more cars without front bumper covers than we have with at this point.
Like I say, I'm starting to see a lot of tour mods out here, a lot of modifieds.
Is it going to be whoever can keep it the cleanest is going to win? Well, isn't that the way it's supposed to be? I will tell you what, I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch that battle on YouTube probably right after this race is done, because that was awesome and I just want to sit back and enjoy it.
My favorite part about it, they were hitting, they were beating and banging, but they was not doing it recklessly.
No.
Corey would go off in there. He knew he was tied to the bottom, right? That was just his lane. Well, he was like, well, I'm going to run the bottom, but I'm going to run maybe a quarter groove up, right? Take a little bit of Tom Orozco's space into the corner, right? And, I mean, that's good racing. Good, hard racing, short track racing right there.
Yeah, and it's what they were doing to each other. It was fantastic. That was some of the best racing I've seen all season long.
As a driver, in those moments, you get frustrated. I'll be honest. You get frustrated because you just want to make the pass, right? You just want to make that pass, keep going forward. But, like right now, once the cost comes out, they cool down, think about it, like, man, that was really cool, and they're going to go back and watch it. So Ty and Corey in the future, good job. Hell of a job. That was awesome. Hate that it turned out with some wreck cars, but it was awesome.
Now Corey Sherman and the rest are going to come on down. Well, I guess it's just a few drivers, a couple of drivers. Huh. I don't know who won the stage. I don't know when the stage was.
I have no idea.
That's somebody. Yeah, that's above my pay grade.
Yep. Coach, give me a coach. Me too.
Right on, brother. Right on. You ever make your way up here, I'll be happy to do it. If I come down, I'll be just as happy to do it. All right.
I'd like to come up and go to the racetrack. I have a bucket list of a bunch of, like, not maybe real big known short tracks, but just good legacy short tracks. I'd like to come up there and see Thunder
Road.
Thunder Road.
The nation's site of excitement. Opened over 50 years ago.
I just want to come. I want to come up in that region for the super modifieds. Because I've just started really hearing about super modifieds. And I know they're maybe not in your region, but I know they're big up north.
Oh, they'll come to our track once or twice a season, and they make our late models and our ACT guys look like they're standing still. It's unbelievable.
They are orchestrated, built race cars to a T. Like, they are not cars at all. They are strictly there to race. It is awesome.
Speaking of race, we're getting ready to go back to the green flag. Ty Orozco leads the way. He hits the loud pedal. We're back into the green flag. Lap 99 of 162. Next scheduled flag going to be the checkered flag. We'll see if we're able to get there or if we get an interruption. Ty Orozco taking over the race lead. He gets himself a little bit of a lead. Behind him, Carolyn Heinzman.
That's how quick it changes right there. We were just talking about Orozco and Corey Sherman battling for fifth, right? Look here, after the stage break, one car out front and center leading the pack.
A bunch of cars either being shown down or out. And catch this, Corey Sherman and Philip Van Vliet coming down pit road on scheduled pit stop for those two drivers.
I think both of them may have got a penalty at short.
Well, just like that, we've got ourselves yet another race leader. It's Cody Heinzman back to the lead in the 51. He's being followed by Chris Carroll and Hunter Lagunas. Lagunas has been fast here tonight, but this is the best he's looked out there as far as position on track. Third spot for the number 27.
During that caution period, we kind of just talked, and I didn't really pay attention to the tire situation. I'm trying to think. It looks like most people stopped on lap 95. I think everybody basically, nobody did anything extraordinary, I don't think, here as far as pit road is concerned.
Philip Van Vliet back out on track. Corey Sherman still sitting on pit road. I'd love a picture of his in-car camera right now to see if he's actually in his sim or not. Yes, he is, because he's on his way back out. But he's going to be down a couple of laps, make it 3.
I'm sure we can see inside his rig right now at Savage Edge Gaming, right?
Yes, sir. I do have plans to bring back the in-car stuff, but have not implemented them yet.
Are we talking real life here?
Now we're talking in-sim. I'm going to bring it back.
I need you to mount some GoPros in real life.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that too.
It's a hassle, right? Just having to fool with it. It's something else on your list to do at the racetrack, right? But it is cool to have.
I have talked to Adam about that some. I've got Insta 360 camera, so it's a 360 view, field of view. I think that would be pretty darn cool. Hook it up somewhere and run a race with that thing on it. And his concern is that I lose a $500 camera to some debris on track.
That's definitely a good concern. But that would be, the whole time you're saying that, I'm thinking, dude, that's badass. Like, that's cool. I need that.
Yeah, it might happen.
But that's so cool. I just cussed accidentally on broadcast. I apologize for that. But yeah, I mean, that sounds cool. 360 view like that would be really, really sweet.
Right now, Cody Heinzman, your race leader. Funny enough, he is tracking down his teammate, Corey Sherman, who is a couple of laps down, make it 3, I think. But he was able to get out of pits just ahead of the race leader. And actually, he has fresher tires at this point. He may be okay, but not running in a group? We'll see. If him and the one car get together again, I don't know what I'm going to do, so. Cody Heinzman leading here on lap 107 for TNA with Chris Carroll. The season high winner this season, Chris Carroll in second spot and maybe just biding some time. One thing we know about Chris is he's uber patient when he's out there. And never really looking to force a thing. Just kind of comes to him.
That's what's crazy about the whole ordeal. That's what's crazy. He is very, very patient. Until he doesn't need to be, right?
Yeah, you're right. Lori, that was my puppy that was barking. He gets a little excited when I get a little excited. It's the kind of dog he is. He wants to make sure everything's okay and will verbalize it. It's the boxer in him. Cody Heinzman up front. We're going to go back a little ways. I want to take a look in on John Perkins, currently running in the 6th spot. Having a good race here tonight. John has been able to avoid a few things here tonight.
And you say he's on the 6th spot. Guess where he finished at Bristol and Dover. Other concrete tracks in the 6th spot.
Funny that.
It's
well, he may have a better finish in him here tonight. I'm thinking he may.
You know,
he's got a very fast car.
For the first time that I can remember, Dalton Kiro just mainly disconnected. This is one of the first times he has not sat around, got his car fixed, and at least turned laps. That tells me Kilroy's car. We saw him expire the motor right in the 41. It had more damage than what we even knew.
Yeah, well, speaking of the 41, joining us out of the infield car care center is the driver of the number 41, Dalton Kilroe. Dalton, Chris, and Tanner up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, buddy, you were behind where it all started, but it looked like it may have started with a teammate. In front of the teammate, there was some good stuff going on, though.
Yeah, we, well, first off, it's my fault for even being back there in the first place. You know, don't know what I did there on the restart, but cold tires got loose, somehow saved the car.
Hell of a save.
Didn't kill the field. But just put myself behind the ball there and just trying to work my way back up through some of the traffic, and had some guys that really just didn't understand that we were not even halfway through the race and just wanted to just race like it's 10 to go, and that kind of put 8 cars under a blanket there and caused all of that. So yeah, my contact might have started with the teammates, but we were gonna wreck for 15 laps before that, so I'm surprised it took as long as it did.
I did too. It was very entertaining to watch. And listen, tonight, not all bad. You led a bunch of laps there in the first stage. So again, not all bad for you here tonight, although the finish, not what you're going to end up wanting at the end of the night.
Yeah, I mean, the leading laps definitely does help, but it's not going to be the most laps led, so there's no extra bonus point there. But and because of my own mistake, I didn't even get any stage points in the second stage. So, you know, all the couple points I'm going to lose from the bad finish and the few stage points I got in stage 1 are thrown out the window. So,
well, load it up, come back strong again next week. There's always next week. Dalton, who do you have on the 41 that you need to thank?
Well, got to thank the rest of MFRD. You know, we're still a pretty cool squad, even when we have our own little on-track incidents. Hope, you know, few and far between. You guys for broadcasting this for us, as always. Got to thank. I'm blanking right now. I've been up since like 5 a.m. It's not been a good day. I think Blackhawk Motorsports, Ohio, and Indiana Roofing, and Five Kings Motorsports.
All right, buddy. That'll do it. Hey, again, load it up. Keep your head up, and we'll see you next week, Dalton.
Oh, yeah. That's all you can do.
All right. Driver of the number 41, Dalton Kilroe, checking in with us. Yeah, bud.
I'm going to be honest here. Dalton's pissed, and it's not like he's pissed at a teammate. Sounds like there might be some tension in the MFRD team chat here in just a little bit, because, I mean, he didn't like that they were racing that hard, right? And he even let that be known. But, I mean, at the end of the day, we're racing, and it was entertaining. I'm glad I was up here, not down there.
And I'll tell you, you have to race like it's the last lap sometimes, because it could very well be.
Well, you saw what happened after the caution. Who was leading?
Yep.
Tom Roscoe was.
Yep. Ty Morosco ended up coming down pit road. He's now a lap down, so he was leading by virtue of not coming down during the caution, hoping for a quick caution afterwards, but now down a couple of laps is Ty Morosco.
From the chatter I was hearing, they wasn't sure how the stage brake was going to fall, so some elected not to pit, and then, like you said, he was forced. He needed to pit pretty quick, hoping for the quick yellow, did not get it. So that's definitely, that shook up the field once again, because now Morosco, like I said, a lap down. But look there, your top 3, Carroll, Lagoons, Edstrom, the Butcher, John Perkins, Cody Heinzman falling back to P6.
Yeah, Cody may be back, just saving a little bit. And I'm going to play devil's advocate a little bit. I don't know that we have live race control here tonight, but that sort of thing, when we have something happen so close to a stage caution, that needs to be resolved quickly so that drivers can make those decisions, whether or not to come down.
Control, but they were just saying live on or go by the program. Well, sadly, we can't tell the drivers what the program is going to do because it's new to us, right? But I agree. I think it should have been communicated a little bit better. I was listening while I went quiet for a while, seeing what was trying to go on. But I don't know. I think they got it all sorted out. But you basically, if you win a stage points, you stayed out. But you win a risk on a lap down later. What it looks like.
Fair enough, and that's exactly what happened. Cody Heinzman now looking on the top side of the 33, John Perkins. Heinzman trying to get back inside of the top 5, but Chris Carroll, Edstrom, Lagunas, and Taylor Butcher Benjamin all in a row, holding on to those top 4 spots. Top 14 on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap right now, 1 damaged, number 20 of Mike Massengill.
I think with how tough these battles we've seen tonight, Chris, no matter if it was Corey and Ty or whoever else, Edstrom, TVB Lagoons right here.
Yeah,
no matter who it is, it's so hard to actually make the pass. So you're seeing it takes a few laps to try to get that pass done. So if you're fast right now, you need to try to go. Because you never know when your tire advantage is going to start to wear off. We know the fall off is big.
Yeah. And Heinzman right now maybe a little bit faster than he's been showing as he shoved the 10 up ahead of Lagunas and followed him through. Lagunas bounced off the wall. That was my ooh. Almost got into the 10.
I switched over right whenever I saw the 10 have to swerve to stay off of him.
And the 51 now trying to set up the 10 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin. The 51 is rolling once again. Cody Heinzman being scored in the 3rd spot right now, but TBB trying to battle back on the outside. Well, shout out Rick Thompson. Rick is first time back in several weeks, and right now up 12 spots inside of the top 10. He's following around the Tanner Marr, number 4, driven by Larry Bell.
Got so excited when I seen R276 jump into the server. Got really, really excited. Glad to see him back. Hopefully we have Fred back. Shout out to Fred if you're out watching. And Rick in the future, shout out to you for coming back, buddy. Glad to have you. He's somebody. Rick's somebody you know is going to give it his all. Don't matter if he's in 1st, 3rd, 5th, 10th, 15th. He goes hard when he's out here on the track. He's fun to race around, but he does it. He's going to lean on you. He's not going to give you a lot of room, but he's going to try to at least race you with some respect through all that. So it's always cool battling with old RT-76.
Yeah, another shout out goes to the 88 after having several laps of repairs done. The 88 back out there making laps, trying to get everything he can out of this one. And we talked about it earlier. I said it's not a lot of fun just driving around there with no real goal, and that's exactly what Jamie Walker is doing. If he can get one position out of it, it's worth it. Back up front, Chris Carroll leading the way.
I would venture a guess between him and Kilrow, he has to be getting close to the most laps led here threshold, if not already surpassed it.
Yeah, I think he has. I think he has at this point.
Kilrow did lead a bunch, like the first 40, 50 laps, right? But I feel like it's been Chris Carroll out front since then. But we have had quite a different lead changes between some of the same people, yes, but had some different faces just kind of rotating out front. But right now it's Chris Carroll show. Edstrom, Heinzman trying to get the real estate back, trying to get back to the 99 back bumper. Crew chief, I got a question for you. Are we pitting again? Are you expecting these drivers to do back down pit road, or are we staying out here?
Well, look, it's not going to be for fuel. We know that. But if you're sitting out back and you think you may be able to do something with 4 tires, why not?
Is the time worth it if this thing was to go green?
Well,
That's
let's take
$1 million question, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. You know, I'm
You're
looking
way
at.
smarter than I am. I'm just gonna stay out of this one.
I'm looking at. It always comes down to time, right? Can you save enough time on new tires to make it worth it? And right now, the drop off isn't that bad. 0.7 of a second, just about, for our race leader.
So not worth it yet.
Not worth it yet. Nope. And I don't know it will be another 32 laps.
Unless you're right around 10th, right? You want to get off sequence, get off strategy. Because I've always said, well, Mark's always told me, if you do the same strategy, it was Jamie Walker and Matt Grunberg at the time. Like, if you do the same strategy as those guys, we're going to finish 3rd at best. You ain't going to beat those guys with that strategy. You got to get off sequence of it. That's how I lucked into a Richmond win, right? I took 2 tires at a weird time and lucked into it, right? It fell in my lap. So if you're somebody outside the top 5, maybe it's not a bad idea. Go down pit road.
Yeah, I've always said the same thing. It's if you do what the leaders do, you're not going to beat the leaders. And that's true. I don't care if you're in sim or in real life. It's the same. Top 13 drivers on the lead lap. Jason Bauer, remember way back in stage 1, went down a lap. He got it back, and he's been on the lead lap ever since. That was that conversation about having stages. And it's working out for Bauer. I got another prop to give. Here it is, the 8 car, Amanda Sherman. She has not been the fastest car here all night, but she's been very consistent. And the consistency has her running in 12th spot right now. How about Gordon Larson? Larson's up 3 spots since the drop of the green flag. He's running in the top 10, 10th spot. Super Speedway racing, it is different, and that's what we've got going on here tonight. A little bit different.
It's
20.
hard.
Yeah, it is.
Go ahead.
28 laps to go. I had to say that before it changed.
Right. With me being so close here, it always irks me. They call this track Nashville Super Speedway, but I get why they do it, right? To make it different than Nashville Fairgrounds. I understand that. But I just wish they would have called this track something else. I don't know. I'm worried that when I think of a super speedway, I think of Talladega, Daytona, not even really Atlanta. It's hard for me to call Atlanta a super speedway, even though I guess it pretty much is now, right? Just weird. I think this track is what, 1.333, like repeating of a mile or something like that.
Yep. Yeah. And you're right. I mean, when you compare it to some other tracks, no, it's not a super speedway, but I think because of the width and the speed that you can get here, I think the argument could be made.
I look at it like Dover and Gateway had a baby. A very weird, deformed baby, because I don't like this track. I don't like to race on it, right? So a very weird, deformed baby, but almost like a baby between Dover and Gateway. As we really went down the weeds. We're talking about tracks having babies. I apologize. That's just my thoughts on Nashville. But still, it's been a track that's provided really good racing in the NextGen. So this has been a plus car track combo for us. This is something I throw in my memory bank as a quote unquote promoter, right? I like putting these races on. I know Nashville Super Speedway can put on a good race in the next place.
Yeah, it's definitely got its ups and downs. I think with the proper fuel and tire setup, then yeah, you can get yourself a really good race out of this one. Race distance.
But right now, man, top 3, basically top 2. Edstrom, he is hanging on, but he's out of the camera frame on my picture. But he is right there within a second. They have checked out entirely. This is the first time we've seen this all night. Leaders have not been able to get away from the pack all night. The lead pack has been about 8-9 cars deep, right? But right now, that lead pack is 2 with a third one struggling, trying to just keep whatever draft he has.
Yeah, I changed my camera just so we could show exactly what you're talking about. Not even in frame is Austin Edstrom right now. So it is a 2-car battle. 22 laps to go to kind of finish this one off.
That's all happened fairly quick, too, because when I went back up towards the front earlier, just a few mere laps ago, Edstrom was right there within the top 3. So top two definitely have figured out something here in the long run. I called it on Race Chatter. I think the one guy that can battle with Chris Carroll week in and week out is going to be the catch-up man. I'm just mad TNA Motorsports landed him. I feel like I got cheated in that ordeal. I could have offered him. I would have upped the offer with more money or something.
TNA contract is pretty nice to sign. I'll be honest with you. There's some perks there.
It must have been because y'all just swoop in and stole the catch-up man. Y'all had him actually signed before his first race. I felt like that was a little unfair. I didn't even have a chance to sweet talk him or nothing.
That's all Corey. That's all Corey.
In all seriousness, though, I was saying for weeks on Race Chatter, I wanted him to come out. I know the charter fee was scaring him off a little bit. I think he got it worked out, and I'm just pumped to have him out here. I think he adds to an already super talented field.
Yeah, absolutely. This league is stacked, and I don't care what anybody says. There is plenty of competition for anybody to handle here.
And I'm going to call it how it is. Yes, this season we have seen our lowest car counts in the last few years. I would still put this talent up against last year's talent before that. There might be less cars out here, but it's quality over quantity.
Yeah, and it's been fairly consistent, too. You know, that 22, 23 driver cycle that we've been seeing. It's been...
These are your core drivers right here. These are the guys that have been here since I've been here, right?
Yep, so let them run. Back inside the 99, just taking a look. That long backstretch. $18 laps to go. 18 for Chris Carroll. In that number 99, the 51, Cody Heinzman trying to get to the back bumper.
Going to have lap traffic out the front windshield of the 99 coming into play. It is Jason Bauer. We saw him already go up way high like the leader spot earlier. But the biggest problem with the 99, it's the air. He's not going to have that clean air here in just a few moments. Going to start feeling the effects of the 9-car Bauer up ahead.
Yeah, not just that, but Cody Heinzman is starting to creep in a little bit closer, getting a little bit of more of that draft. There is a draft on this track, and right now Heinzman is picking up a little bit more of it. You see it coming out of the corner, how much quicker he was. So I'm sure Carroll is quite aware of what's going on behind him, and he doesn't strike me as a guy that looks at the mirror too often anyway.
He's it's crazy how smart he is on the track. Even when he's out front like that one, I've done so many races with him, Chris, like just in Discord. He may not have ever even been in 20th place, but I bet I can tell you about what's going on in 20th place right now. He's very, very observant. He listens to everybody talk in Discord, but he don't really talk a whole lot himself. It's very, very weird, but he knows what's going on right there. So he may not be looking in the mirror, but I can tell you, he feels the pressure from the catch-up, man. He knows he's back there.
Yeah, and just one small slip, and Heinzman would be right there. And you're right. Now the 9 is disturbing the air just in front of our race leader just a little bit. So we'll see what kind of effect that has. As Chris Carroll right on the back bumper.
Got into the wall a little bit. Sorry, Chris cut you off. He got really tight, got into the wall at turn number 2. Heinzman searching. Got a little bit of scrape on the side right where the NOS is, I believe, on the passenger side. So that shows right there. He's letting it all hang out there. He's trying.
Next time by will be 13 laps to go. I know the math doesn't seem right, but that's kind of the way iRacing does it. The gap right now, just over a quarter of a second.
Tell you what, 51, he's going to be exhausted. 99 is going to be exhausted after this race, because they are really, really, really fighting at the wheel. But I've been in the cockpit of them the last 2 laps, just kind of jumping back and forth to see the driving style differences between our race leader, Chris Carroll, and Cody Heinzman. You're at 2 different ends of the spectrum. Cody's pretty chill with the wheel, not really doing a whole lot of movement, not having to stall at it. Chris Carroll, he looks frantic. He is working that wheel, but that's how he is everywhere. That's just a driving style, but it's really cool to see the difference between these two drivers.
Well, let's watch it ourselves. Right now on board with Chris Carroll, our race leader. See him kind of throwing it in there. Rocking it out.
Look at that. Even on the straightaway, you see how he's constantly going back and forth. That's just he's told me before, that's a habit he has that don't help him. Don't know if it hurts him or not. It's just a habit he has that keeps him in tune with the car. He don't never get a second, like, the lapse of any type of, he just stays focused the whole time, baby. Then you jump on board with Cody. Cody's just a little bit more chill with the wheel, even in the corners, even on straightaway. Look, not really having to catch the car at all. Drove it in there deep that time, though. Listen to him work that throttle. Well, he's definitely, he's driving, these are the hardest laps he's drove all night, even harder than qualifying laps, I bet.
And the gap really hasn't changed all that much between the top two drivers. So it'll be interesting to see if Heinzman can get there and put a little bit of pressure on as we reach 10 laps to go.
The time's there, but I think he's just driving in a little bit too deep. He's sacrificing the exit for the entry. As you see there, 99. He pulls him ever so slightly on each of the exits of 2 and 4.
My brain's going into overtime. Sorry, I'm sitting here thinking about what I could tell him, but at this point, I really have nothing. It's in the driver's hands. He's going to have to figure it out. At this point, you have what you have. No more adjustments could be made except for something in the cockpit, maybe a little brake biased. But at this point, it's in driver's hands.
This is all driver now. Crew chief has no say in what happens here unless you know what happens. But I'm not going to mention it. Don't want to jinx it, but it would get crazy. If that was to happen, I don't know what you do here late race.
I'd probably have to shut my computer off. I don't think I could take it.
I wouldn't want to be the leader in that car, in that position. If
No.
it was to come out, do you pit, not pit, all that deal?
No, I definitely would not want to either.
Fingers crossed for Mr. Chris Carroll's sake that does not happen, as he's opened it up over Cody Heinzman. It's just week in and week out what we see with Chris Carroll in this league. He just has that little extra gear that it seems like not everybody else can find late in these races. I don't know what it is or how it is. It's just something with that 99.
Lori, good night. I hope you have a great week. We'll see you again next Sunday night, live right here on True Sim Productions.
I think we're off next week, aren't we?
Oh, yeah, we are. It's Memorial Day.
Memorial
yeah.
Day weekend. Are y'all doing any real life racing Memorial Day?
Yes, sir.
Miss Lauren, Miss Connie, you all have a good week. You can off. But yeah, you are racing next week?
Yes, sir. Next Sunday.
Well, good luck to y'all. Good luck to you.
I had that in my head that it was going to work out fine. I don't know why I said we were going to be live next week. That's obviously not true.
I wasn't 100% sure. I thought we normally took Memorial Day weekend off, but I wasn't 100% sold until today during race chatter when Corey told me. You know, it's crazy. We have a schedule I can go look at, but that's just too hard. I'd rather just not know, you know.
Yeah, amen. Ask me where we are the next time we race.
I still, even though I know we're off next week, I couldn't tell you where the next track's at, but I'll go look. As right now, it's all Chris Carroll, right? He can make a little mistake and he's still covered right now.
Yeah, Carroll right now, his gap has actually increased 0.6 of a second just about. He's getting ready to go around Philip Van Vliet. Van Vliet a couple of laps down. So not much of a battle there. Out of Philip Van Vliet, the lone Dutchman, who is running in 15th.
Mr. Lagoon, we're coming back June 2nd, and we're coming back at Rockingham.
Oh, the Rockingham.
That's going to be awesome.
3 laps to go for Chris Carroll. Cody Heinzman and Austin Edstrom. Edstrom lost in the situation that we have going right now, but he is running in 3rd spot. A little bit of gap between himself and TBB, who runs in 4th. Another great night for TBB. Another night that's going to help him along in the point standings.
You know what? I'm going out on a limb now. Before I even talk to the admins or anything. We are making Rockingham. When we come back, that's going to be throwback night for us here, and we're going to. I'll put up some money to whoever has the best throwback paint scheme, but we'll have a flyer and stuff. I'll push out a flyer and stuff for us here.
Oh boy!
Cody Heisman tried to let it hang there at the end. He wide opened it, tried to chastain it, but not there for him.
Not there at all, as we are on the final lap for Chris Carroll, the Pit Lizard, number 99. Chris Carroll looking to win again here in the Blazing Pedal Series. Heinzman a distant second, and even more distant third is Austin Edstrom. Chris Carroll has dominated this third stage.
For the fourth time this season, Chris.
Number 4 is official, just like that. Chris Carroll, your race winner. Cody Heinzman, Austin Edstrom hold on for second and third. TBB in fourth. Chris Berg picks up a 5th spot. Hunter Lagunas ends up in 6th. Dustin Ping in 7th. John Perkins in 8th. Larry Bell and Rick Thompson. RT76 picking up a top 10 here tonight. A little bit of a congratulatory bump right there from Heinzman to Carroll.
That's not the last time we're going to see those two battle.
No, I don't believe it is. Gordon Larson and Amanda Sherman round out the top 12 drivers that were on the lead lap at the end of this one. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to set up post-race interviews. Give us just a moment. Well, a little bit of a odd positioning for drivers here, first through third, but let's go ahead and start chit-chatting with them. How about our third place driver tonight? It's going to be the number 87, Austin Edstrom. Austin, Chris, and Tanner up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
It's going pretty well, bud. Another podium run for the 87 here tonight. Why don't you go ahead and take me through your race, and then I got a couple of other questions for you.
I mean, I feel like my race was pretty uneventful. I was just about a third place car all night, 3rd to 5th, and that's probably where I deserved to finish, and that's where it just happened to round out the night.
Well, that's not a bad way to finish, but in a great way to think about it. When you know what you have and you finish in that expectation, it's a good feeling all around. I do have to bring out one thing that a couple of your teammates may have made some contact earlier and caused, well, Nashville's very own The Big One. Any fallout so far in chat from that, or is everything okay?
Oh, to be honest, I didn't even know that it was between two of our guys.
Okay.
Nobody's
Wait
really been
till
that
you're
upset
in
with
the
each other, so I didn't even know it was.
Wait till you see the group chat, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure something will happen at some point. I'll have to go back and watch it, but no, everybody's been relaxed with each other in the group chat. Maybe there's been some subtextual angst that I'm not picking up on. I don't know. I was a little laser focused at the end. My car drove like crap. So, but no, I don't know. I wish I had a better answer for you, but I don't think it was too bad.
No problem.
So we got to hype it up, right?
Yeah,
I very well could have missed something.
So we got to poke and prod, even if there's nothing to poke and prod at. Austin, who do you have on the 87 that you need to thank tonight, bud?
I got to thank Michael Falk for the paint scheme that he's got on my hood. It looks really, really nice. So appreciate him putting on a good bunch of paint schemes for all of us to run here for BPL. It's awesome just getting to come out here and and race week in, week out. So thank y'all to putting on the broadcast, and thanks to all the admins for putting on a good show and, working through all the complaints. So I know it's a thankless job, and I appreciate them, sifting through everybody, having different ideas, but I think that they're doing a great job.
Absolutely, week in and week out. Austin, very good to see you up here on the podium one more time here this season. The 87 MFRD driver, Austin Edstrom, and that is it for him. Tanner, you got yourself somebody to talk to, my friend.
I got the ketchup man to talk to, Mr. Cody Heinzman. You're live in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you indeed.
So I called it today on Race Chatter. This is the third time I mentioned it, but I'm going to mention it for the third time. I said the one guy that I know will do battles with Chris Carroll week in and week out is the ketchup man. And damn it, that's what happened tonight. What did you need for the 51 to get by the 99 there late?
I needed these cars to be better in dirty air, I think is what it was. But props to Chris, because every run that I got close to him and got to his rear bumper, the way he ran through 1 and 2 specifically, just right on the line in a perfect spot to take my air away. I just could not get close enough. And by the time, I made any run, the tires were just real hot and screaming at me. So he ran a perfect race. That was really good. The two of us we had something figured out on the long run tire-wise. That was a lot of fun to try and force him into a mistake for that entire last run.
I definitely had something figured out. And now you mentioned something that we hear from NASCAR, dirty air, right? And me and Chris, we have the luxury. We can watch lap times up here. And it seemed like no matter if the 99 or if you were out front, y'all would run pretty similar lap times versus who was out front. And when you got back in dirty air, you was about the same lap time. So what's the dirty air feel like whenever you are, say, second or third? What's the difference versus that being out front, basically?
Yeah, that's a really good point. So for most of the run, you don't really notice it lap time wise. But what it does more than anything, it's that extra tiny little bit of extra wheel input you need, especially on exit, because you just don't have the same front downforce on the corner exit. So it's just ever so little every single lap, you're just making the tires a little angrier than the guy in front. And after a while of running behind, if you can't get up there and make the move, then you start to feel it. Yeah. So on the early part of the runs, I would try to get to the lead because I knew how important track position was, but there was kind of like 3 stints. On that first stint, I like to kind of get to the lead and try and pace the field from there. That middle stint is where everyone else started going really hard, and I was still conserving enough that people would get around me. Then I'd have to make my way through on the third stint, and that was, I think, definitely a decider. Chris was really good in that middle stint.
He was, but y'all both was. Y'all both put on one hell of a show. Both got out here, led some laps, did battle, but did it cleanly. So that's what we love to see here on a Sunday night. Ketchup man, another podium here. So we got to thank you for the 51 tonight, boss.
Well, I'll tell you what, big thanks to all the guys over at TNA. It's been a lot of fun since I joined up here at BPL. So having a lot of fun with everyone here. Looking forward to the rest of the season because it is really, really fun to race with all these guys. Shout out to everyone in the field, by the way, who comes out and participates in these races. Shout out to you guys for broadcasting and for all the sponsors who help the league go around. This is a lot of fun here. Really excited.
Absolutely. As Cody hit on something there, we hear it all the time. Shout out to the admin for all the work. I'm an admin. I do appreciate hearing that. But shout out to you, the drivers, for showing up each and every week the way y'all do. And y'all put on one hell of a show. So congratulations, Cody, on another podium finish. We'll let you get back down with your race team. Let's celebrate.
Thanks, Tanner.
Yes, sir. So it's our second place. Cody Heinzman taking home the TNA banner.
And that, of course, leaves us with one driver to talk to. I've had the privilege of talking to him many times this season. This marks a number 4 as a race winner. How about it for the 99, Chris Carroll? Chris, it's Chris and Tanner up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got a copy.
Well, bud, it's one more race down and one more race won for the 99. What was the secret tonight?
Well, I mean, air was a big thing out there. I think me and Cody were playing the air game, and we were trying to figure out who could get to that clean air and when and how much tire we had left. And that was a really fun race with Cody. Race is really clean. I I like racing him up there, and we get out a couple times pretty good. And I touched his door one time getting loose. I apologize to him, but yeah, that's a track that Chris, at the best of times, it's kind of a tire track, and it's a really, really, really fine line between using up your tires and not using up your tires. So we were both playing a guessing game up there and having a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun, and certainly, I believe, again, unofficially, I believe you led the most laps. I'm almost certain of it, in fact. But a great run for you tonight. Some stage points, a race win. All in all, a great night again for the USA Firearms.com Pit Lizard number 99. Chris, I just stole some of your thunder, but who do you have to thank on the 99 machine?
I always got to thank Tanner Marr. He's the one that dragged me into all this stuff. Without him, I wouldn't be here and be having the fun I'm having. And I got to thank all the guys that put on the league here. They give us a platform to race. And, tonight, Chris, I got to thank all the drivers, man. There was some hard racing out there, and it was really clean. Got to give them all credit. And always got to thank USA Firearms and Brian Zimmerman. I forgot your name, Zimmerman. You're forgettable. But just all my friends and family out there that watch, and everyone that sponsors this league and gives us a platform to race.
Yeah, awesome, buddy. Well, congratulations. Win number 4, multiple-time podium finisher. Chris, you're doing it all this season, including leading the points race so far. So congratulations once again.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
Driver of the number 99, Chris Carroll, our winner here tonight at Nashville Super Speedway, and that is going to do it from us live here on True Sim Productions. We can't wait to do it again, but we've got another holiday weekend coming up next weekend, Memorial Day weekend. Let's remember why we celebrate it and spend time with your family. As always, take care of yourselves and each other.